Hi, I'm Louise, and we have been home educating our 3 children for almost 2 years now. With everything going on at the moment, with the school closures, with people being and parents being forced into having to have their children at home and home educating them, I thought we would share a couple of tips that we find really helpful for us that you may be able to take and use with your own children, and just show you how positive it can be and that it certainly doesn't need to be a negative. First tip would be not to try and replicate school, because it isn't a school setting. It's not going to work like a school. It's not set out to work like a school. Forget about trying to replicate a school and being a teacher and being as strict as to work from 9 till 3, because that isn't realistic anyway. We have chores to do, we need our own headspace, we have our own things we need to get done around the house. A lot of you will still be having jobs you need to hold down, whether it's work from home, so sitting down from 9 to 3 isn't practical. Also, I didn't want my children to see me as a teacher. I'm their mum at the end of the day, and I don't want to lose that role by trying to reenact being a teacher.
The start and the finish time probably about 8 start time, because it has to be a bit late, because you have to get ready, get dressed, brush your teeth, do all that other stuff. So probably say starting time about 8, and then finish time before dinner, which dinner's normally I have no idea what dinner time is at.
So my second tip would be, if the children are not responding to you trying to encourage or guide them in, say, their maths book, then let them go and have a break. If you're cramming them with information or saying, do this, just do this one, it's not going to work. My children, I can see the switch and anxiety kicks in and they just have a massive blank, and no one achieves anything then. You end up falling out, it's then negative, and the children then are associating learning with a negative experience. And for me, learning should be fun. That's when they're going to retain the information, and if they can learn to love learning, then it's going to be much more beneficial. It's going to get.
I like that I can go outside a lot and don't have to go to school and walk every day to school and stuff. I can stay at home and we do lots of activities and stuff.
I really enjoy my break times because you could just have you're like, oh, my mind's so full, I'm gonna have a break now, and then at quiet time you're like, oh, that's so nice. Have a break in between, probably a little sit on the sofa to have a break, because your mind's basically focusing on that. But if you just have your mind, if it's just all put in one, if your mind won't explode, not actually, but it'll just get full of stuff, and then you just won't really want to do it, because I've done it and I got a little bit angry. Let's say that.
My third tip would be getting hold of educational information. For us, we only follow the curriculum for maths and English, so we use the Scholastic workbooks. They're really good because, as I've said before, they're curriculum based and they follow the age and the year of the child. Our children aren't working to their age group, but that's because we don't have haven't got to go back into school or fall back into school, but they do actually stick to the age groups and they are broken down to the curriculum topics, and as you do a topic you can tick it off, and they've got stickers. Some of them have stickers, but they're very colourful, and at the end you get a certificate. I find the Scholastic ones work really well. They're about £5 each from Amazon. I get ours from, and if you've got Amazon Prime then they'll be here for the next day. So Scholastic books for maths and English. Twinkle website, which is spelled TWINKL, is also brilliant, again curriculum based, and at the moment I think they've got an offer on. Normally it's a monthly subscription, but at the minute, to help those who are struggling with school closures, they've got an offer on at the minute where it's actually, they're doing lots of free resources, so that's an absolute amazing one. You just print off the sheets, there's so much on there. We use it every day almost, printing off different worksheets on there. So that's another brilliant one. Reading Eggs is also a good one, and they are also offering had an email the other day saying they're also offering a month's free trial, so it might be worth trying that. That's Reading Eggs and Math Seeds up to the age of 13. I think there's Reading Eggs up to age 7, and then Reading Egg Express is up to age 13, and that's all on the same app. So those three are the ones I would really recommend. The other website that is useful for information is BBC Bite Size. They have lots and lots of information on there. If you know specifically what it is you're looking for and what you're trying to guide the children into learning, you just type it in the top, the word that you're looking for or the sentence or whatever, and it normally links up to some videos or information. So I think to get started, those are the main points.
Yeah. We use Scholastic books.
There's a lot of cool educational programmes on Netflix, Horrible Histories, Brainchild, and there's a lot more. My mum makes sure I don't get bored. She's got a lot of activity sheets. Off Twinkle actually, there's a lot of good stuff. We just work through those, and it wouldn't be a set time. My mum would just say, we need to get these done today, so do that. And also, sometimes we would do maths and English, and my mum would say, all right, you can either do 2 pages or half an hour on each. That's 2 pages, that's 4 pages on maths and English, and then that'd be an hour if we were timing it, so yeah, that's what.
So tip number 4 would be to be fairly organised. I used to set up and sit at the beginning of the month and do a whole month's worth of, when I was trying to replicate school, a whole month's worth of learning, and it just wasn't going to work because the children are interested in different things, their interests change. By the time you then get to a subject, the children aren't really interested in learning that. So I would recommend being organised but not too far in advance. So I'll tend to have a rough idea of what I want to get done in a week covered, so like maths and English. If there's a specific special day, St Patrick's Day yesterday, we did that on the Tuesday, printed out some stuff from Twinkle, and then today we've done Shakespeare work, which I also printed out from Twinkle. So when I wake up in the morning, I have a rough idea of what I want the children to do, and I know that it can be done in those 2 hours, those 2 structured hours. So I'm not giving the children a massive pile where they're not going to get it done in 2 hours and they just come down and before they even start they just feel defeated. So be organised, be realistic as to what you're giving the children to do, and try and have it set out ready for when the children wake up. So you're not trying to get the children ready for the day and also thinking about what it is you want to achieve from the day. If you already know that before you wake up, it makes a day run much more smoothly. And if you can have a list for the children to tick off what it is they've done, from the being organised point of view as well, you can look and see what the children have achieved and what it is they still need to do. And at the end of the 2 hours, if they haven't finished the work that you've set out for them, put it aside and carry on with it tomorrow.
So a typical day of home education would be I wake up and there'd be some worksheets. So it depends if it's a celebration day, like St Patrick's Day, there'd be sheets to do with that sort of thing. And there usually is as well, like the other week it was Bravery Week or something, and all that week we had some stuff to do on that.
Tip number 5 would be to embrace what the children are interested in, whether that's cooking, whether it's whatever you're doing for a living, whether it's their hobbies. Appreciate this bit more time that you've got to really home in on what the children are interested in, because they'll retain the information and you'll see something snowball. If you've got the opportunity right now, it's a perfect opportunity to build on those skills whilst you've got this chance, and see it as a positive if you can, and just guide them to find the information, or if you can set up activities that will help with the things they're interested in. It hasn't got to be all school-based. I don't know what your school are recommending for you to do whilst this is happening, but if you haven't got any recommendations, then I would suggest to embrace your children's natural desire and curiosity for what they are interested in at the minute.
My favourite thing to learn about is animals. I think I will either become like someone who, like at a zoo, a farmer, maybe a vet, maybe something that involves animals, maybe just taking care of animals, or like a kennel where you give away animals, maybe like that, where we got Ozzy from, maybe. But something like animals, because I just find animals calm around animals. It's just like animals are humans, but they have personalities as well. So yeah, I like animals. I learn from David Attenborough education, what animals do in life, and basically what they eat, what's healthy for humans in the world. Maybe if you don't have any food, if you lost food, maybe you could pick off the trees. Oh, also I recommend watching You versus Wild, yeah. Because there's these little tabs that come up and they say this or this that you can do. And yeah, so it also teaches educational, what you can eat in the world if you've got your food, if you forgot your food. And there's lots of like stuff like teaching you resources that you can have, maybe the way to go and stuff, maybe when you're on a mission, maybe to do it that way. But still, I would bring a lot of like materials, tools, maybe pickaxe, maybe sword, who knows what's going to come, maybe a harness. If you're not good at rock climbing, I wouldn't recommend it.
So I enjoy poetry, is something I like to do, and I'm actually starting to work on another poem now. But poems are definitely my thing. History, maybe arts. I've laid off that a little bit while I concentrate on my poems and history. But art I enjoy. They're probably the three things I want to do when I do my GCSEs. Is probably poetry, art and history. So if I couldn't see my friends outside every day, I'd go on my trampoline and stuff like that. I'd probably FaceTime my friends. I might go for a jog, I might walk the dogs. I'd go outside on the trampoline. I've also been getting into gardening lately, which is fun. I've planted some violas. And yeah, I've got plenty of pastimes outside. I also enjoy gardening. So.
Yeah, so whilst this is all going on, it's such an anxious time for us as grown-ups. So for our children, it must be so much more stressful. And whilst we try to shelter them from certain aspects of it, they're still going to pick up on our anxiety levels. So just be kind, be gentle, be aware of maybe their anxieties. Don't put too much pressure on them. Take this time to give them space to play, learn through play. I do lots of learn through play anyway, but I'm even more mindful of that at the moment, and they're spending loads of time playing, letting them be children. We do a lot of anxiety work as well. We've got a couple of anxiety books. If your children are being especially anxious at the minute, we'll put those links down below. And just let them be children. Like this time that you've got with them now is an added bonus, and it should be seen as an added bonus. So have fun, have snuggles, watch telly. Just take that weight off you all and see this actually as a time to be together and play, and just add that little bit of learning, structured learning in with that. And you'll find that the children are learning every day, just having conversations with you, just playing, just doing board games, being out and about, maybe not in closed areas but fields, go for walks where there's not so many people, and just enjoy being with your children.
I think parents should take it easy on themselves, because not put pressure on themselves either. It's because it's going to make you nervous and it's just going to make you angry at the kid, which probably isn't going to help. But yeah, it's the first time, so don't get nervous, scared, because, well, I've done it before. If you go through any stages that are wrong, just take a break for a minute. Tell the child to go watch David Attenborough. David Attenborough! Probably, make them watch something educational, or just let them watch what they want to do.
So, a tip I would give someone who's starting homeschool, that's about my age, is do what you feel comfortable with. So basically, with this, I can't really control because my mum knows how comfortable I am. So find the things you're good at, practice mainly on those, but also get a little bit of the stuff you're not so good at, so you can practice building up, so you're good at pretty much everything. Yeah.
If someone's about to start at home, I would give them tips. Maybe when you're doing work, don't give up. If you have a question wrong, go ask your mum and dad. Don't get angry at yourself, because that's just going to make it worse. Probably those tips. And start from easy rate. So have about 2 minutes. If you can't do it, then have a break and let your mind have a rest for a minute. Then I'll probably go back to it, because that's what I do.
We really hope you found that useful. If you'd like to find out more, look us up on YouTube or Instagram to find out a little bit more about the things that we get up to. Stay safe and hopefully speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, I hope it was helpful. I hope you follow our stuff. Bye-bye. Bye.
That was really, really good work, dude. Well done.
Thanks.
Me and Bosh. Boom.